Are you single? My name is Leon Jones Jr., and I'm an estate planning and business lawyer. And my whole focus is helping families, individuals, and businesses protect the assets that they've built. So, are you single? And I ask that question because you still need an estate plan. And you ask, well, why or what do I need? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Just a few things why single people would still need to think about doing and putting together an estate plan. The first reason why a single person would need to put a estate plan together is who is going to make decisions for them in the event that they become incapacitated. So if you're a single person out there today and you're thinking about this and you're sitting at home and you're scrolling through YouTube and you come across this video and you're wondering, if you ever wonder, yeah, who's going to make decisions for me if I have a bad accident or if I have a fall and I had to go to the hospital? Who's going to make those decisions? So you need to put an estate plan in place. You need to put a healthcare directive in place so that the people that are your loved ones that are surrounding you, they can then execute the plan that you put in place. So number one, have a healthcare directive. That's the first question. Who's going to make decisions for you? Number two, you become incapacitated or pass away. Who's going to take care of your stuff? As a single person, you've accumulated some stuff, whether you bought a house or whether you bought a car or whether you have a bank account, whatever it is, you've accumulated some things as a single person. And so therefore, you need to know who's going to take care of that stuff in the event of your incapacitation or death. And so as a single person, that's something else you need to think about. So that's the why. So then what do you need as a single person? Well, I just mentioned one of them, a healthcare directive. You need to be able to put a plan in place for the people that are going to take care of you, your loved ones that are going to take care of you, so that they can know exactly what to do in the event of your incapacitation. Whether you have an accident, have to go to the hospital, whether you have an unfortunate fall or stroke or whatever the case may be, you need to be able to have a plan in place so that the people that are your loved ones can take care of you and they'll know exactly what to do. So number one, put a healthcare directive in place. Number two, a power of attorney. You need to be able to name someone who can act as your agent in your place in the event of your incapacitation. So if something happens to you, you can go and say, okay, I want my oldest brother to be able to access my bank account, access the title to my car and sell it if it's necessary, access my house and sell it if it's necessary, so that I can get the things that I need in order to get back to good health. And so that's number two, putting a power of attorney in place. Then you need to have a will. Your will needs to direct upon your passing what the stuff that you have left, where it goes. And so let's say you have some nieces and nephews that you want to take care of, and you have some things that your youngest niece always liked at your house or whatever. It may not have any real monetary value, but it has some sentimental value, and you don't want somebody going in and taking that stuff, disposing of it before your youngest niece is able to acquire it. And so having a will saying, hey, here's where I want this to go, here's where I want that to go, here's who I wanted to have it, and so on and so forth, that's going to give you a little bit of peace of mind. Number three, a trust, a living trust. Yes, single people, you still need a trust. Why do you need a trust? Because, again, you've accumulated some assets, and those assets needs to be distributed. And so why not distribute those assets outside the prying eyes of the public, outside of court, and to the people that you love, that they can just go into the attorney's office, sign some documents, receive those assets, and they can go along with the grieving process without having to fight in court. And so that's number four, put a trust in place. And then the other things is it will help you to inventory what you do have. A lot of us, when I was single, I accumulated some things, not a whole lot, but I accumulated some things. And by the time I got married, some stuff I'm going through, I'm like, wow, I forgot I even had that. What is this worth? We can sell it at a garage sale. You accumulate things over the years. You need to be able to inventory those assets. And you sit down with a estate planning attorney, and inventory those assets. Make sure those assets are outlined. Make sure you know where your bank accounts are, your brokerage accounts, your retirement accounts, your houses, cars, whatever the case may be. Put those things on a sheet of paper, inventory them, because guess what? In 5 years, you may not be single anymore. Or in 10 years, you may have a kid or two, which we're going to get to in just a moment. And so you want to make sure that, if you bought a rent house today and you sell it tomorrow and you buy two more in 2 years, and in 5 years, you haven't updated your plan, and your plan only mentions the one rent house, but you have three rent houses at this point, and you've sold one, you need to be able to update your plan. So an inventory of your assets. And then lastly, like I said before, you're single now, you don't have any children, but guess what? One day that may change for you. One day you may decide, you know what, I'm going to get married, I'm going to have children. You need to be able to protect those children. And so you need to start thinking about those things right now. And what are you going to do? Or if you're single and you are a parent, and especially if you are a parent and you're single and you know that you're the only person right now that child is dependent upon, you need to put some plans in place. The first thing you need to do is figure out who's going to be the guardian of my child since I'm single. So you need to think about that. Who's going to, how's my child going to grow up? Do I want my child to grow up in the house that we have right now? Or do I want my child to grow up wherever the guardian is? Because if you want the child to grow up right now in the house, how are you going to protect that house? How are you going to pay for that? So those are all things that single people should be thinking about, especially single people with children. So my name is Leon Jones Jr. I am a estate and business planning attorney. I am here to help you protect the assets that you've built. If you like this video, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, continue to follow me, see all the things that I'm talking about. Hopefully I can say something that can help you. And please book a call with our firm. Let us help you. Let us sit down and get to know who you are, what you have, how you want it directed, and let us put a plan in place tailored specifically for you to help you in this time of need. Thank you.